Welcome back to Whimsical Farm. This video is to show our work on a particular skillet. I want to make a few suggestions. If you happen to have one of these, a little bit older, and it has a fire ring around it, it can be a very level skillet, but when you set it on top of a glass top stove, only that rim, the fire ring, is going to be touching the stove. So one thing you do not want to do is set that thing up on high, because if you do, you can warp your pan. It's better to run them on, about 3. I've got this on about 3 on both these, and let it slowly preheat. This is a sunny side up, and I want to show you how this works. See if we can get that thing to move, and you can see that egg is on the move. We have polished this and done several treatments with it, and it's not perfect, but it is a lot better than what it was, and pretty happy with the results. The oil that we use on this, I've said this several times before, but it's worth repeating. Notice I'm not having to fight that egg. That egg is it's sitting on butter, but it's very slick. You'll have a few little spots on the pan, and with time, a little bit of polishing just with a scrubby pad, nothing abrasive, real abrasive. Use the avocado oil. That's how we treat our skillets. I'll usually put that on there, put a thin coat, bake it in the oven at 500 degrees, and then after some treatment at 500, I'll do that 4 or 5 times. I'll pull it out of the oven, and we'll go from there. So let's, sometimes 5 coats. Let's go ahead and pull this egg, and I'll show you this skillet. Let's, you know what? Let's make this over easy. Let's see if I can do this real easy. And ooh, I got that brown on the back, which is fine. I was kind of waiting on it to heat up good, and that's just fine. I like that brown. That brown's a little bit chewy, but we don't want to kill our yolk, so we will do that over easy. There's our over easy. And put it right over here on our paper plate. That looks delicious. One thing that's missing, it's missing a little bit of, look at all this iron around here. Golly, we got iron everywhere. You notice that I didn't, unlike the small skillets that I was working with, you didn't see me flip that thing and try to flip it out of there, because that skillet right there is heavy. I'd say that thing is weighing in at about maybe 30 pounds. I don't know for sure 100%, but notice it's got a handle on this side for your gloved hand, and has a large handle on this side. That could be used outside or interior. But let's go ahead and get this egg fixed up. We appreciate Mr. Shandon. This is, he is our bestest customer in the whole wide world, and he has brought me several pans from his family. I have been working on his brother's special Dutch ovens. We have been working on his daddy's 2 skillets, and this is one of his 2 skillets, and it is really a nice skillet. And it's a fairly old Lodge, and then he also has over here, let's move a little bit of the junk out of the way. He also has over here a antique, and this one is not well labeled other than the size. I'm going to call this about a 12. It's actually a fractional unit, but we measured it at 12. And you measure off of the seat, off the bottom plate from here to here. Now this is a BSR. They're a little thinner in the bottom. I didn't try to grind that out. It's got just a few little divots in it. And those don't hurt your cooking. See, there's a couple of them right there. If you go to try to grind that out, you'll lose 50 to 100 thousandths of your surface of your total thickness, top to bottom. And I don't want to lose 100 thousandths. That's a tenth of an inch. We don't want to do that. So you can keep filling that in, keep filling it in. Your avocado oil will kind of act like a varnish. And if you've ever done any poly on a board, the more coats you put, if you get them right, board will get thicker and thicker and thicker. This is a BSR, which stands for Birmingham Stove and Range. I can't believe it. I finally got it right. So BSR, here's how you can tell a BSR. First off, it is a number 12, and it says 13 and a quarter inches. I think they're measuring that across the top, but it could be down the belly of it. But here's the way that you tell a BSR. It's a very sure way to tell. If you look at the handle, and that handle's got kind of a teardrop, I call it a triangle, But that triangle mark right there, very sharp triangle. I'll get this angle. Now you can see that triangle. When you see that triangle that goes from the hole slot where you would hang it, you would hang that up on the wall on a screw or a nail. If it starts from right there and goes all the way up to the body of the pan, that sharp edge triangle, that's a BSR. That's it. Birmingham, stove, and range. So that's a nice antique skillet right there. Mr. Shandon's daddy, he ought to be proud of that one. It's one of our large woks, one of our square pans, one of our small little woks for small kung fu. This is for big kung fu, and this is for burning stripes on stuff. All three of those pieces right there are all lodge. This is also a lodge, and it's a fantastic one. But thank God that thing's got two handles, because if you didn't have this right here, you need that handle and you need this handle. You need both of those. That is his daddy must be quite the man, because that's not for any little 99-pound anything, okay? Male or female. I'm not going to do it. I can tell you that right now. I'm weighing in at 196 pounds, and if I'm pulling that out of the oven, I'm going to have one hand right here, and I'm going to have to move the camera, and I'm going to have the other hand right here with some nice hot mitts, oven gloves on, and then we can make that go. Notice on these, they're really sharp the way they do this. See how they got the pour spout? It's just a small one, but I guarantee you that fluid, when it gets that point, it'll make it go to one point. This one's fairly shallow too, but it's there. Let's check out the other one. This is a BSR. It's a little bit deeper pour spout. You can see that clearly. It's got the pour spout on that side, see it clearly. And it also has the other handle for you to grab a hold of. This one, you could even put a little piece of wire in, or that may just be where they expected you to hang it up. You can use a nice nail. It better be a heck of a nail. We have some very small screws that look like decking screws. They're made to bury the head of it. And you can they're gold, but you can take a Sharpie and paint them black. And they look pretty nice. I'll give you a clue what I'm talking about. Here's one right there. That's a screw. Came right from Lowe's, and if you look close, it's gold. Might knock it off, but a little bit of Sharpie over and over again. Next thing you know, you're in business. I added this to our display, and my wife has already told me that's not going to stay, and that's true. But I made this to be able to hold up the lid on the old dog food. So she made a container here. Look at that crazy thing. That's being shipped from TSC, so you don't get to see what kind of food we got. It's top secret. That's a high pro retriever. But you can pull that off there and let that fall down. Put that little handle back where it goes. And that's just a temporary deal. So anyway, back to our pans. Mr. Shandon's daddy, this pan is ready to go. It has passed the test, and I gave it a nice rub down. I feel with just the tip of my fingers, and feel for any little pieces that feel like a little thing sticking up, like a little thorn. And that's usually just something that has cooked into the oil, and you can just, like I say, hit that with one of them green scrubby pads and one drop of soap, just so you slide and glide. Same thing over here. This passed the test. A skillet that size that can cook an egg that slick. I mean, I couldn't tilt it up all the way. But I'm real happy with these, and thank you very much for spending some time with us here at our whimsical farm. And our actual channel name is Carnivore Diet with Ashley. So if you type in, you can even use your phone and do the little microphone thing and say Carnivore Diet with Ashley. That is one of our foods right there. Eggs. Those eggs, really, really nice eggs, I'd say, with all of our chicken girls. And so thanks again. Please hit the subscribe. Just give a little tap on the subscribe and the like and the bell notification, and you'll continue to get great videos. So thanks, and over and out for now.